External Affairs Minister Dr. S Jaishankar arrived in Japan on Sunday for a two-day visit for the Quad Foreign Ministers meeting. Dr. Jaishankar held wide-ranging talks with his American counterpart Antony Blinken against the backdrop of an unease in India-US ties following Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Russia 3 weeks ago. But Mr. Jaishankar and Blinken are in Tokyo to attend a meeting of the foreign ministers of the four-nation grouping Quad or Quadrilateral coalition today. And as you know, the Quad is a diplomatic partnership between Australia, India, Japan and the United States, committed to supporting an open, stable and prosperous Indo-Pacific that is inclusive and resilient. Now, the talks between the External Affairs Minister and the US Secretary of State also came amid Washington consistently seeking accountability from New Delhi in the case relating to the alleged foiled plot to kill Sikh extremist Gurpatwant Singh Pannu in New York. Now, it's not immediately clear whether Prime Minister Modi's visit to Russia and the murder-for-hire plot figured in the Jaishankar-Blinken talks. But Ghazali has been keeping a close eye on all the developments. In fact, he's also tracking the first Quad meeting since the Israel-Hamas war. Right. He will be joining us over the phone line in a few moments, but regional and international issues as far as economic security is expected to be the key focus at this Quad meeting. Dr. Jaishankar has already held wide-ranging talks with Antony Blinken, his American counterpart, against the backdrop of an unease in India-US ties, as one top official in the US just a week ago had commented regarding Prime Minister Modi's visit to Russia and the optics of Prime Minister Modi's visit with Vladimir Putin. Dr. Jaishankar and Antony Blinken, now in Tokyo, to attend a meeting of the foreign ministers of the four-nation grouping, the Quadrilateral coalition, today. Mohammad Ghazali is tracking this visit very closely. He joins us over the phone line at the moment. Ghazali, take us through Dr. Jaishankar's plan of action as far as this Quad summit is concerned.
See, he has already met the U.S. Secretary of State, Mr. Antony Blinken, and we had seen that how in U.S.-India relations had taken a kind of a hit in the last couple of weeks with back-and-forth comments coming in from the United States over Mr. Modi's visit to Russia and the way he was received there, the way he met Mr. Putin there. Now, in the Quad, we know that it's an informal group, which is not a security group, but the main aim of the Quad was to counter China's growing influence in the Asia-Pacific region. But very interesting developments have taken place in the last couple of days with Mr. Jaishankar and his counterpart in China. They both met on the sidelines of ASEAN summit in Laos just a couple of days ago. And both the countries spoke about mutual cooperation, mutual interest, and to strengthen and deepen the ties and reduce the friction between the two countries. Now, it will be interesting to see that how India will react to Chinese growing influence in the Asia-Pacific during the Quad Forum. The other important angle to see, or the other important issue to notice, would be that all the other partners in Quad, except India, have their own reservations on the Russia-Ukraine war. So India, there is a growing pressure on India to show that India is a neutral player and it is also siding with Ukraine as well. And that is why Indian Prime Minister is very likely to visit Ukraine the very next month. So the global pressure on India to show that it is not siding with Russia was growing, and to counter that, India has very smartly played its diplomacy by planning a visit of Prime Minister to the Ukraine. Now, Russia-Ukraine war, as well as growing influence of China in the Asia-Pacific, will certainly be the key focus area besides security and the global conflict issue going around for this Quad summit.
As always, Ghazali, thanks so much for joining us with the latest. We will, of course, revert to you for regular updates regarding the Quad summit.